Before hired plant operates on your site, ask one question. Do the safety devices actually work? In this case, the answer was no. The device was fitted but disconnected. The boom lift was serviced that same morning. Then a 25-year-old worker was crushed to death. Here are 5 checks facility managers must complete before hired plant is allowed to operate. Welcome to the Ward FM briefing, where we look at real-world buildings incidents and the lessons they hold for facility and property managers. Today's update comes from North Blackburn in Victoria, Australia. On the 24th of August, WorkSafe Victoria announced that 2 companies had been convicted and fined a total of 630,000 Australian dollars, plus costs, following a fatal boom lift incident which happened in August 2023. According to the court report, a 25-year-old worker was using a boom lift to install safety mesh for future roofing works. He was crushed against an overhead steel frame. WorkSafe's investigation found 2 critical conditions. No spotter was being used for the task, and the operator protection alarm fitted to the boom was disconnected. The boom had also been serviced by the equipment provider's technician on the morning of the incident. Those are the confirmed findings reported by WorkSafe Victoria. Ridge Commercial pleaded guilty and was convicted and fined $400,000 on failing to provide and maintain a safe workplace. Likojo pleaded guilty and was convicted and fined $230,000 on one charge of failing to ensure that people other than employees were not exposed to health and safety risks. Each company was also ordered to pay $5,500 in costs. I'm not repeating those figures because the fine is the main lesson. The main lesson is that a safety device can be physically present and still provide no protection at all. That distinction matters in facility management. We regularly receive equipment, permits, service sheets, and contractor documents that appear complete, but appearance is not verification. A machine can have the correct guarding, alarm or interlock fitted, while that control is defective, bypassed, isolated, or disconnected. A tick on a form does not make the control work. So if a boom lift or a scissors lift, forklift, or other higher plant is brought onto a live property, what should the facility manager verify? Check number 1, control the plant acceptance process. Do not allow hired plant to arrive and move directly into operation because the contractor arranged it. Before use, identify the exact machine. Confirm who owns it, who supplied it, when it was inspected or serviced, and whether any defects remain open, and who has formally accepted it for the task. The paperwork should follow the machine, and the machine should match the paperwork. If the serial number, inspection record, or service information cannot be linked to that specific item or plant, the verification is incomplete. This does not mean the facility manager must become the mechanic. It means the facility manager must make sure the site has a clear acceptance gate and a competent person responsible for technical confirmation. Check number 2. Prove that every critical safety device works. Do not settle for it has one. Ask for a functional demonstration as part of the pre-start process. That includes alarms, interlocks, emergency stop, ground controls, descent systems, and any secondary guarding or operator protection device required for the work. If a safety device has been bypassed, isolated, disconnected, or cannot be tested, the plant must not operate. Tag it, isolate it, and remove it from service until a competent person has rectified and verified the fault. This is the point where visual inspection alone fails. The device may be visible. The question is whether it is effective. Check number 3. Require a documented pre-start every day and again after intervention. WorkSafe told the court that it was reasonably practicable to have a system requiring daily pre-start inspections with the machine removed from service where a malfunction or safety problem was found. The words daily pre-start are important, but facility managers should go one step further. If the machine has been serviced, repaired, adjusted, relocated, or returned after a defect, require a fresh functional check before work resumes. A service visit is not proof that the machine is safe. It is a trigger for verification. Ask what was checked, what was changed, what remained outstanding, and who released the machine back into use. Check number 4. Plan for the crush zone and appoint the right observer. Boom lifts can place an operator close to roofs, beams, cable trays, pipework, and other fixed structures. The risk changes as the platform moves. The boom articulates and the operator divides the tension between the controls, the work, and the surroundings. The safe work method must deal specifically with crushing, entrapment, and collision risks. A generic work at height document is not enough if it says nothing about the overhead steel directly above the basket. Where a safety observer is required, that person must be competent, remain in position with a clear line of sight, understand the specific machine's ground controls and emergency retrieval procedure, and have no competing task that takes away his attention from the operator. A name on a permit is not a spotter. The control only exists when the person is present, capable, and actively observing. Check number 5, define shared responsibility and stop work authority. This case involved both the company using the boom lift and the equipment provider. That is the reminder that hired plant crosses organizational boundaries. The supplier may own and service it. The contractor may operate it. The principal contractor may control the project. The facility manager may control access to the property and the interface with normal operations. Shared responsibility must not become diluted responsibility. Before work begins, record who verifies the plant, who completes the pre-start, who checks the operator's license, and who appoints the observer who approves the safe work method, and who can stop the job. My position is simple. Everybody on site should be able to stop unsafe work. But somebody must be clearly accountable for ensuring that the plant cannot return to operation without formal clearance. There is also a broader facility management point here. Contractors often arrive with specialist equipment and specialist knowledge. That does not remove the property team from the control chain. We may not own the machine or direct the operator's technique, but we do control whether the work is allowed to proceed on the site. The questions are practical. Can the contractor show that the machine is fit for this task and this environment? Can the safety devices be demonstrated? Is the pre-start current and linked to this exact machine? Does the safe work method address the real overhead and adjacent hazards? Is a trained observer in place with clear sight and access to emergency controls? And if any answer is no, who stops the work? The facility management tip from this incident is this. If a critical safety device cannot be demonstrated, the plant does not operate. Do not accept it was working yesterday. Do not accept the supplier just serviced it. And do not accept a disconnected alarm as a minor defect to be handled later. Verify the control. Record the result. If it fails, isolate the machine and keep it out of service. This is how a facility manager turns contractor paperwork into an actual barrier against harm. If you manage contractors or hired plant, review your plant acceptance process today against these 5 checks and tell me in the comments who has the final authority to release hired plant for use on your sites. Subscribe to Ward FM for practical lessons from real building and workplace incidents. I'll see you in the next update. And once again, thank you for watching.